This is another 3D total publishing book. Sketch every day, over 200 pages of art and sketching techniques from Simone Grunewald. I hope I pronounced that right. This is a gorgeous book. It's just over 200 pages. It's got this nice little elastic that keeps it all together. I think she has another book in the series, and if you buy them both together, you can get like a little box around them. It's also got a nice little ribbon to keep your place, and this comes off as well. So here's your contents. The introduction, my creative journey, artist advice, art fundamentals, character design, family life, and thank you. So at the beginning, at the end, there's a little bit about the artist, which is very nice to know about them. And she's illustrated it all with sketches of herself and her family in her style, which is really cool. Yeah, so here's the timeline of how she became an artist, which is actually very interesting to read. I've been all through it. I've read this book quite a few times because I just like her drawing style, and she does give a lot of good information about drawing. So she gives you a bit of advice as well. Also, breaking in a new book. When you buy a new sketchbook, the worst thing is drawing on the first page. So she's telling you, don't draw on the first page, draw on the second page, spill coffee on it, do whatever you want, ruin it. Which is true. There's bright white pages, there's crisp white pages. So then she talks also about finding inspiration, what to draw nearly every day. So she encourages you to get into the habit of drawing almost every day, as her book says. Sketch every day. And it does help. If you have a little, even just 10 minutes, it does really help. So then she talks about becoming an artist and finding your style, which is what a lot of people have difficulty with. And then she goes on about inspired character design and how she chooses her colours. And she gives you a little bit of information also about rendering and digital rendering in particular, which is very useful. And she talks about your tools, so your traditional tools, your pens, pencils, and your digital tools. Art fundamentals. So here is where she starts, and she gives you a very brief, basic course in everything to do with drawing. So you've got light and shade, which goes on to here with the highlighted edges, lighting effects. It's just all very useful stuff. It's very brief, there's not much writing. The illustrations are great, obviously, but it does give you a lot of useful information about how you could light a scene. Visual stability, perspective and depth, which, foreshortening and looking at characters from a different angle, it's not easy. So she gives you some advice on that. Accurate reflections. Overlapping objects. Do's and don'ts. Background interest. Composition planes. Composition spacing. So there's a little bit of everything, and it's all just the 2 pages usually. But there's a lot of information packed into those 2 pages, in this case 4 pages. Choosing colours. This one she's given a little bit more information about. Popping colours. Colouring lines. So yeah, in it's a little book packed with information, really packed with information. And then she goes on to the anatomy, so faces from different angles, eyes, noses, lips, heads, a different view. So she's talking about all the different angles you can see the head from. The female form, the male form, baby steps. So she takes you through everything. Hands, which are so difficult, but using this, she makes it quite easy for you. Feet, also wearing shoes. And poses. So here she gives you some movement as well. Body language, so different expressions, the way you hold your body, can all help to convey an emotion or a feeling. Different shapes. Hair for girls, and all different types of hair as well. And men, so you've got men with beards, moustaches, bald men, men with long hair, men with short hair, hairy chests, everything. And then about clothes, so getting dressed, so she shows you how to put creases into clothes as well. And about different types of fabrics and how clothes fit, if they're loose or tight. And then props, so you can give your character props. Aging. Just loads of useful information. Realistic figures. And then we got onto the animals. So we've got dogs, we've got cats, fur. So she explains to you how to draw fur. So you don't have to do every single hair on an animal, but you just give it an outline, a puffy outline, and it looks like it's covered in fur. And then we get into trees. And then we end up with some more information about the author. So her life, her family life. Again, some great illustrations here. And how she copes with being a full-time artist, a mum, and all the rest of it. A day in my life. Again, they're great little illustrations. They could probably inspire you to do illustrations of your life as well. Acknowledgements. And that's it. Yeah. It's a very good book. It covers everything. Covers everything you need to know about people, animals, very briefly. So it's not an in-depth book. You might want something a bit more in-depth, but to give you a good start and a good basis, this is a really good book. Yeah, 5 out of 5, definitely, and highly recommend.